You know, they say that it's not easy. It's borderline impossible to win every single week betting on the NFL. And I got to say, I got to agree with them when it comes to you, obviously. I mean, not me. Not me, because as you saw yesterday, I can take a dismal start to a week where I lost all the bets but one and then pull that plane Top Gun style over the mountain and go off on the early slate to bring us into plus money for the week. So after an $860 something week one, we are now in the profits for week two, taking us over $1,000 for the season so far. And if you're thinking, wait, how did I didn't win well, because you probably parlayed everything together. As I talked about last week, every single bet you see, every single ticket you see on your screen, I've developed the anti-donkey gargoyle whack-a-mole style of every bet is to win $100. I'm not going to use the vagaries of units. Everyone has their own definition of units. People just, no, it's like what I feel like I would bet on the game. Now, how about this? Every single bet you see is to win 100. You see a plus 1,000 bet on your screen, and I lose it, that's a $10 loss. 10 to win 100. You see a minus 145, then I had to put in 145 to win 100, and it's all tracked in the description. Every single day, you'll see how the bets went for the previous video, and we are currently up over 1,000 for the season. We won week one, we're in the profits week two, and as long as we can kind of go 50-50 here on this Monday Night Football, it's going to be another nice week and a great start to the season, if you ask me, because the NFL, all kidding aside, is a very difficult sport to bet at, win consistently, and more importantly, find any edge in. For example, before the game, I don't know if you got the notification. I know people were bringing it up right away on the Patreon. I got the notification. Evan Ingram hurt himself during the warm-ups for Jacksonville's game yesterday. The notification went out. 7 minutes later, all the lines were adjusted. You had about 3 minutes before the lines were taken down to get a price on any of those previous guys. So if you wanted an over on Brian Thomas because you think he's going to get more looks because there's no Ingram, you had 3 minutes to get that bet in. NHL, you would have had 3 hours. So this is what you're up against when you're in the NFL. So what you have to do is find sniff value. Value that someone's going to say like, oh yeah, it's not an actual thing you can look up. It's sniff value. And what is sniff value? Exactly what you saw yesterday. Zay Flowers, Chris Olave, Mark Andrews, all these guys whose totals should have been higher. And as soon as they have a good game, you're never going to see those totals again. You have to take advantage of those when they're available to you. You might win some, you might lose some, but the value's absolutely there. Everyone came through for us on that front other than Tank Dell. He was the only one who sold us, and it was the worst one because it was the last leg of some of those big pirate parlays. However, Olave, easy clear. Flowers, easy clear. Andrews, close, but many cigars. Not a real saying, but I just made it up. And I do see some of those for this Monday Night Football because this Monday Night Football, it's a little confusing. Remember the donkey chart, the Dan chart that I showed for the Sunday video and the one that I brought up to Dave on Friday? Look at all those. Oh yeah, 95% of people betting on Lamar. How'd that go? Oh, everyone's going to be taking Mahomes. How'd that go? Oh, everyone's taking the Cowboys. How'd that go? This one would have probably fell right in on there. Everyone on the Eagles, nobody on Atlanta, and they got the donkey voice. Oh, come on, man, you're talking about Kirk Cousins in primetime. I watched Kirk Cousins in primetime. Did you see him last week? Did you see the cat? You see him playing out of the pistol? It's his back foot. He's got the Achilles on the back foot. It's not like Rodgers on the front foot. I'm taking the Eagles, minus 5.5. I don't care about the charts. I don't care I lost all my money yesterday. I go Eagles, So yeah, that's obviously going to be the donkey play of the day. As always, the stake in the woods play, the one that you're just walking in the middle of everyone thought of that. It's a stake right in the middle of the woods. The question you have to ask yourself is, are the tribesmen out doing other things at the moment? Did you catch them out to lunch? Because if they're not out to lunch, like the Chargers once, they were out to lunch. So most of those other ones, they weren't out to lunch, and you caught spears to the thigh like Ace Ventura. Because I've had those thoughts. I mean, Kirk Cousins in primetime. Even moreover, last year, Kirk Cousins goes into Philadelphia for primetime, gets smacked, and the year before that goes into Philadelphia for primetime Monday Night Football, gets absolutely destroyed. Multiple interceptions. It was a legendary Kirk Cousins primetime meltdown. And then you add on to that, Eagles have extra time to prepare. They looked very good against the Green Bay Packers. So yeah, you would think, oh yeah, definitely the Eagles, but the Eagles are missing A.J. Brown, which is going to steer some other of my bets. I'm going to do my Sniff Value bets on the Falcons side, and I'm going to use A.J. Brown to try to get good value on the Eagles side. And if you need, like, oh, but what about the money lines and totals? What about them? I'm a Dan. My pizzeria owner only lets me take that. I got to add something. I told one of my friends that I was with yesterday about the whole day. He goes, that's my boss. He goes, my boss texts me and say, hey, what do you like for today? But it has to be on local TV, and it can only be spreads and overs and unders. That's a Megalo-DAN. You remember I talked about that term last year? Like the Megalo-DAN, the ancient, massive dinosaur shark. They made those movies with Jason Statham, the Meg. But the Megalo-DAN, not only can he only take overs and unders and money lines and spreads, it has to be on local TV. That's a whole nother level. So let's try to find some stuff for the Megalo-DAN. And I guess I'm fully okay with the Eagles money line. I'm not going to take it by itself because of the price, but I will add it with something else. And on the Eagles side, I got a little assistance with this one because I like this player on his own, but I got a little assistance. Remember during baseball, if you watched I Hate Baseball, I obviously don't know anything, so I was trying to use tools to help give streaks and isolate plays that probably will work out well. I was using a tool called Outlier, which the more data that it gets, the better it is with information and data that it can give you. It shows you how these matchups have worked out for each player and the best prices you can get on all those guys. So Outlier showed me that Dallas Goedert has hit the over on his longest reception in like 5 out of the last 6 home games. And they got his listed at 17.5. And the reason I bring that up is there's no A.J. Brown in this game. So you're removing the best weapon out of the receivers and tight ends and pass catchers that the Eagles have, and you're just going to open up that many targets. And if you have balls, you can go with Jahan Dotson. You can go with some of these other guys, but we've seen how this plays out when one of the big 2 receivers misses time. They design multiple screens, they get the ball to Dallas Goedert, and all we need is one of those seam passes, and he'll be able to hit this one. So I'm going to go with the over on longest reception for Dallas Goedert and combine that with the Eagles money line. That will put us into the plus money. So we'll start. That's not a pirate parlay. That's one of those little boats. What do you call them? No, they're not called dinghies, right? That doesn't sound right. Those little boats that you row out to the main boat. So give me Eagles money line with the over on longest reception for Dallas Goedert. I'm going to take the over on Dallas Goedert receiving. I think it's a good value. I don't think that they bumped it up enough considering A.J. Brown's not going to play. Once again, ask yourself, how many passing yards is Jalen Hurts going to have? How's he going to get there after Devontae Smith, Barkley, and Dallas Goedert, in my opinion? So give me the over on Dallas Goedert receiving. Then on the other side, we talked about Olave. We talked about Flowers. Those good prices and lines are all going to be gone now. They're gone forever. Wave them goodbye. But on this Falcons side, we see another player who was drafted as a top 10 fantasy wide receiver. He had 2 targets, just like Olave did week 1. And just like Olave did week 2, has a receiving total set in the mid-50s, 55, 56. Look, I'm not a fan of this guy as much as other people are, but I am a fan of getting good value, and I do believe in 4 weeks, this total is going to be 67. Right now, 54.5, 55.5. Yeah, give me the over on Drake London receiving. Well, the same way we have to bring up Kirk Cousins in prime time, we also have to bring up the Eagles defending tight ends all the time, going back like 15 years. What a weird thing to just keep following a team despite the coaching staff. And before that first Friday game, we were saying, oh man, which Packers receivers? They have so many good receivers. Just completely saying, all right, well, what if the tight ends are the one? The tight ends did well in that game, probably more so than the receivers as a whole. And look at Kyle Pitts over there. He's got a total approaching 40. I mean, you could be looking at 2 catches. The way the Eagles are susceptible to tight ends, a guy who didn't have a great week 1, did catch a touchdown. We're not getting if we're getting a total in the high 30s, and even if it's 40.5, I can deal with that. Then give me the over. Give me the over 39.5 for Kyle Pitts against the Philadelphia Eagles. And one last thing, remember the invention I talked about on a Dave and a Dan? When it pops, I'm going with it. As long as it's under 7 or 8.5. 8.5's the max I'll go. Kenneth Gainwell over on receiving. Didn't see it anywhere yet. My guess is it populates around 3:30 in the afternoon. And always remember my app invention. It was my invention. Someone else is going to come out with it. Then I'm going to claim I deserve half their earnings. And that is when a bet populates, one that you're looking for, you get an immediate notification so that you can make sure that you get the best price on it. That's an Andy original, along with this same game Pirate Parlay. Now, look, I don't have the full slate to choose from. I can't get this one in the plus thousands. But I'll just take a little swing here on the alts on 2 of these guys. Give me the 50 receiving for Dallas Goedert and give me the 70 receiving for Drake London. Hey, I'll put you over plus 400. Hey, you take it on a Monday. You take the profits for week 2 after the good profits for week 1. Let's just hope that a few of these go our way, and then it's back-to-back plus money weeks. For all you sniffers out there, despite the fact that I know you parlayed everything together and you're massive in the negative.
You are without doubt the worst pirate I've ever heard of.
But you have heard of.
But regardless, I am fully aware the thrill of the Pirate Parlay outweighs everything else you were going to do. I really do feel it, and I know you won't say it, but I believe the thrill of losing a Pirate Parlay is better than the win of a straight bet for you guys. I know it is. And we'll go ahead, type in all caps that no, you're a smart plus EV better and you're all about when you want to hit the Pirate Parlay.
Pirates. Pirates?
Parlay.
And that is what I have for you here on a Monday. Good luck to you. Better luck to me, obviously. Yes. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I'm winning back-to-back weeks. It's still better luck to me. Make sure you're subscribed here to my YouTube channel. That's very much appreciated. Help it grow. Continue to engage and like with these videos because Andy isn't happy when I see engagement and view counts and everything go down. But you did it once. You're the guy who went to the gym once and you go, no, I go to the gym. No, you did it once. I want to see that workout schedule. I want to see comments and likes on all these videos. But if you really want to make Andy a happy boy, come over there to the Patreon. Join the Patreon. Join the sniffers in the chat. They actually opened up a new feature on there that allows me to kind of go live from an audio perspective in the chat room. So what I did was I logged on there at like 12:15 yesterday, and for 20-30 minutes, I answered questions in the chat. So people were asking the questions, building up to kickoff on Sunday, and I did the best I could to parse through them. And because I'm a talker, not a typer, man, I just can't just type a paragraph back. But now that they have that feature and I can just look at your messages, nah, I'm not doing that. What are you, nuts? So it's pretty easy. Hopefully I see you guys over there. If not, I will see you before Thursday Night Football's video. Take it easy. I'll see you then.